Thanks, Mr. Chair. Ms. Klein, the recently released 5-year plan for offshore oil and gas leasing includes the fewest lease sales in history. And your department brags about that. They're very pleased with themselves. This is the headline, your department press release. Reflecting America's rapid and accelerating shift to clean energy, Interior Department announces fewest offshore oil and gas lease sales in history in proposed final program for 2024 to 2029. So that's your bragging, and that's your position. It also suggests that you are holding those fewest sales solely, not for oil and gas, but for the purposes of enabling the offshore wind program to continue. That's what your release says. So in your view, is there any reason ever to hold offshore oil and gas lease sales other than to ensure that the Bureau can hold offshore wind lease sales?
Well, thank you very much for the question, Senator. The proposed final program, obviously, is a decision by the Secretary based on what she believes to be the nation's energy needs in the next 5 years, based on a number of factors she's required to consider in OXLA. The Inflation Reduction Act gave us very clear direction about how we link oil and gas lease sales to the offshore wind program, and we've proposed the minimum number of sales needed to continue to expand our offshore wind leasing program into the future. The President's made clear that climate change is a crisis that he believes the federal government has a responsibility to do something about, and the transition to clean energy is something that this administration is very focused on.
So it sounds like you, as director of our nation's offshore oil and gas program, actually doesn't think there should be any offshore oil and gas program. Ms. Klein, the Biden administration is now lifting sanctions on Venezuelan oil. This is the administration that you just talked about. Now, the oil produced in Venezuela ranks among the worst in the world in terms of carbon intensity, while production in the Gulf of Mexico is among the best. Is it better for the environment for oil to be produced in the Gulf of Mexico or in Venezuela?
Well, thank you for that question. I think the documents and the analytical documents contained as part of the proposed final program go into some detail about the emissions associated with Gulf of Mexico oil development. We walk through that, and we agree that the analysis shows that the emissions are lower for upstream production associated with Gulf of Mexico oil and gas resources. When you consider the full life cycle emissions of upstream and downstream production, the numbers are different. The proposed final program from the Secretary's perspective meets the energy needs for the next 5 years.
So oil from Iran, oil from Russia also rank near the bottom in terms of carbon intensity. I mean, you're summa cum laude from college, summa cum laude from law school. This is a simple question. Is it better for the environment for oil production if it occurs in the Gulf of Mexico or Iran and Russia and Venezuela, which is what the President is asking for and allowing?
Sure. Thank you for the question. I think a lot of the feedback we received is that it might be better for the environment if we transition to clean energy sources.
This is a major update, friends. The SSA has been facing sharp criticism over the past few days, but solutions to the several issues that the program is currently facing has been put forward. A new team of officials are also now addressing the benefit overpayment situation. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video, especially if you receive Social Security benefits. Also, I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you need to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. The Social Security Administration is no stranger to criticism, having been scrutinized in recent years for everything from poor customer service to an outdated system for dealing with inflation. Now the agency faces criticism for its handling of overpayments to hundreds of thousands of recipients. Last week, the SSA Acting Commissioner told a congressional hearing that the agency has been sending about 1 million people a year notices that they were paid benefits that they were not entitled to. She also said she has ordered a top-to-bottom, comprehensive review of how the SSA handles overpayments. Whether that investigation fixes a problem or eases the concerns of certain lawmakers remains to be seen. Some U.S. House members have sharply criticized the SSA for sending out billions of dollars in overpayments and then later demanding that beneficiaries pay the money back. Many of those impacted by the clawbacks are poor and disabled, and many of the mistakes run into very high numbers. One woman had to repay more than $300,000 because of a mistake that the SSA made. Republican Representative Greg Stube recently told reporters, "Imagine living paycheck to paycheck with no savings as a result of an injury, preventing you from working again and receiving a message from the federal government saying you owe them tens of thousands of dollars because of the government's mistake, not your mistake." The SSA has pushed back at least some of the criticism. In an October 4th news release, the agency noted that it pays $1.4 trillion in benefits to more than 71 million people each year, but only 0.5% of Social Security payments are overpayments. About 8% of SSI program payments are overpaid. The SSA also noted that if a Social Security recipient does not agree that they have been overpaid or believes the amount is incorrect, they can file an appeal and request that the SSA waive collection of the overpayment. According to Yahoo News, benefits are often overpaid when the SSA cannot accurately calculate a benefit amount because its information is wrong or incomplete. This can happen if you don't share updates with the SSA about life changes, such as your ability to work, your living situation, your marital status, and your income. But overpayments are caused by the administrative errors on the part of the SSA, such as a beneficiary not being told about certain reporting requirements. The problem has become big enough that the SSA has been on an aggressive mission to address it. A congressional hearing was held by the Social Security Subcommittee of the House Ways and Means Committee. However, not all lawmakers were so quick to pin the blame solely on the SSA. Democratic Representative Linda Sanchez has said that years of underfunding has severely eroded the Social Security Administration's customer service. Social Security advocates have warned for years that without adequate funding, the agency is likely to keep making errors. Millions of Social Security retirees received the last round of October's retirement payments on Wednesday, and the payments were worth up to $4,555 for those who delayed retirement until the age of 70. But some say that these payments will not last forever if action is not taken soon. Several options focus on saving the entitlement program money, though advocates and senior citizens group are quick to point out that these moves are actually benefit cuts that they would strenuously oppose. One common proposal is raising the retirement age. Currently, Americans can start collecting Social Security benefits at age 62, though doing so would reduce their lifetime payments by as much as 30%. The full retirement age, which has been 65 for much of the program's existence, is slowly rising to 67 for Americans born in 1960 or later. Some policymakers advocate for raising the full retirement age to 70 for future retirees, bringing it more in line with changes in life expectancy. That would mean that those retiring earlier would get smaller monthly checks than the current law. Well, my amazing and most awesome friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Dear friends, thank you very much for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, Every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dearest friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.